Hello, YouTube. It is I, the Arctic Piper, again. I'd like to apologize for not having a video up in a long time. I've been very busy with midterm projects for the university that I go to. And then by the time I wanted to do another video, I became sick with, it wasn't, what was it? It was strep throat, but it wasn't the really bad strep throat, I guess. So I've been recovering from a certain strain of strep that I got about this time last year. But went to the doctor, got it all cleared up, and now I'm back. Before I forget, some housekeeping. I'm smoking the Seattle Pipe Club's Potlatch in my Missouri Meerschaum freehand. So I thought I'd bring back the Robert Service series. I thought I'd do a little bit of reading. The best of Robert Service. I thought I could sit here and read you a few poems. It's a beautiful day to read Robert Service poems. As you all know, he was a Alaskan poet. He made other poems regarding other places he's lived, but many of his more famous poems came out of the state of Alaska here. And he kind of paints scenes of the Gold Rush era around the turn of the century. The Gold Rush era. So, the first poem I'll be reading today is My Madonna. I hailed me a woman from the street, shameless, but oh so fair. I bade her sit in the model seat, and I painted her sitting there. I hid all traces of her heart unclean. I painted a babe at her breast. I painted her as she might have been if the worst had been the best. She laughed at my picture and went away, then came, with a knowing nod, a connoisseur, and I heard him say, "'Tis Mary, the Mother of God." So I painted a halo around her hair, and I sold her and took my fee. And she hangs in the church of St. Hilary, were you and I all to see. Now, this is a very interesting poem. If I put this poem in today's language, or more so explain the poem in today's language, which I'm sure most of you already know, that he wrote this poem about a painter, and he sees this, how should I say this? A scarlet woman, a woman of the night. I wanted to paint her as if she wasn't in this particular state that she was in. You know, if she was had a good family, or pursued other professions, maybe. If she wasn't as in dire straits, she wouldn't have been in this situation, in the current job that she has now. She would maybe be a mother with a baby at her knee, or at her breast. The irony of it, though, is that he still sells it to the church. So he's still selling the woman to the church for churchgoers to see. Although most see it as maybe a painting of Mother Mary, but in all reality it was a painting of this scarlet woman. Fascinating, isn't it? The second poem I'll be reading today is Unforgotten. I know a garden where the lilies gleam, and one who lingers in the sunshine there. She is then white stoled lily, far more fair. And oh, her eyes are heaven lit with dream. I know a garret, cold and dark and drear, and one who toils and toils with tireless pen until his brave, sad eyes glow weary. Then he seeks the stars, pale, silent as a seer. And it's strange, for desolate and dim, between these two there rolls an ocean wide. Yet he is in the garden by her side, and she is in the garret, there with him. The Reckoning. It's fine to have a blowout and fancy restaurant with a terrapin and canvas back and all the wine you want, to enjoy the flowers and music, watch the pretty women pass, smoke a choice of cigar or pipe, and sip the wealthy water in your glass. It's bully in a high-toned joint to eat and drink your fill, but it's quite another matter when you pay the bill. It's great to go out every night, on fun or pleasure bent, to wear your glad rags always and to never save a cent, to drift along or regardless, have a good time every trip. They hit the high spots sometimes, and to let your chances slip. To know you're acting foolish, yet to go on fooling still, till nature calls a showdown and you pay the bill. Time has got a little biddle. Get wise while you may, for the debt side's increasing in a most alarming way. The things you had no right to do, the things you should have done, they're all put down. It's up to you to pay for everyone. So eat, drink, be merry, have a good time, if you will, but God help you when the time comes, and you foot the bill. The next poem, The Men That Don't Fit In. They're the race of men that don't fit in, a race that can't stay still. So they break the hearts of kith and kin, and they roam the world at will. They range the field, and they love the flood, and they climb the mountain's crest. Theirs is the curse of the gypsy blood, and they don't know how to rest. If they just went straight, they might go far. They are strong and brave and true, but they're always tired of things that are, and they want this strange and new. They say, could I find my proper groove, what a deep mark I would make. So they chop and change, and each fresh move is only a fresh mistake. And each forgets, as he trips and runs with a brilliant, fitful pace. It's the steady, quiet, plodding ones who win in the life-going race. And each forgets that his youth has fled, forgot that his prime is past, till he stands one day with a hope that's dead in the glare of the truth at last. He has failed. He has failed. He has missed his chance. He has just done things by half. Life's been a jolly good joke on him, and now is the time to laugh. Haha. He is the one of the legion lost. He was never meant to win. He's a rolling stone, and it's bred in the bone. He's a man who won't fit in. I think he may be talking about me. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure he's talking about me. Huh. A little old log cabin. When a man gets on his uppers in a hard pan sort of town, and he ain't got nothing coming, and he can't afford to eat, and he's in a fix for lodging, and he wanders up and down, and you'd fancy he'd been boozing. He's been locked bout the feet. When he's feeling sneaking sorry, and his belt is hanging slack, and his face is peaked and gray, like his heart gets down and whines, then he's apt to get a thinking and a wishing, thinking and a wishing. He was back in a little old log cabin in the shadow of the pines. He's on the blazing desert, and his canteen's spung and leak, and he's all alone and crazy, and he's crawling like a snail, and his tongue so black and swollen that it hurts him to speak, and he gouges down for water and a raven on his tail. When he's done with his care and cousin, and it feels more like to cry. He sees old Death a-grinning, and he thinks upon his crimes. Then he'd like to have a vision as he settles down to die. Or the little old log cabin, and the roses and the vines. Old little log cabin, let the sun shine. Mark when a feller gets ter sinning in a gone tower all wall, and walks down understands him, and he's groping in the dark, and he's sick of being cursed, and he's longing for his call. When the sun of his life's a sinking, you can see it way above on the hill from out the shatter, and a glory's gin the sky. And your mother's voice is calling, and her arms are stretched in love, and somehow you're glad you're going, and you ain't scared to die. And you be like a kid again, and nestle in her breast, and never leave its shelter, and forget, and love, and rest. So, that'd be all the poem reading today. I'm going to enjoy some coffee. Forgot my tamper outside today. My finger worked just as well. Thank you for joining me here on the interwebs of the YouTubes. I hope to see you soon. And as always, like, follow, subscribe. And another friendly reminder, my Instagram is The Arctic Pipe. Follow me there for some lovely photos. The most recent photo I posted was a photo of the Northern Lights. The queer sights of the Northern Lights, which were absolutely fantastic. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.